Hi everyone, I'm Amy. I'm one of the social media ambassadors here at the University of Essex, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about my experience as a dyslexic student. So before I get started with this video, I have also written a blog post about my experience which you can access via the University of Essex website, and I'll also leave a link below. So to give you a bit of background about me, I am about to start my third year studying sociology with social psychology, and I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was 10 years old. When I was in primary school, it was very obvious that I was behind for where I should have been at that age. I really struggled with reading and writing, and it was very apparent to my teachers that there wasn't something quite right. My parents also noticed this gap, and they decided to enrol me with a tutor outside of school to try and prepare me for the 11 plus and close that gap of where I was lacking at school. The tutor that I had specialised in dyslexia, and she ended up putting me forward for a dyslexia assessment, and she carried out the assessment and it came back that I had quite severe dyslexia. Unfortunately, at the time, the school I was enrolled at was not able to provide me with the kind of resources that I required as a dyslexic student, so I continued to struggle throughout my time at primary school and into my secondary school education. However, after I'd been at secondary school for a little while, my academic skills had really started to improve. I found lots of techniques that helped the areas that I struggled in, and I was able to do my GCSEs and achieve grades that I was really proud of. I was provided with extra support when I went to sixth form that I was really grateful for, and again left sixth form with grades that I was very proud of. When I started at Essex, I didn't really know what resources I had available to me, and I kind of just glided through first year, not really knowing what support there was for me, and just got on with it on my own basically. When I went into second year, I struggled with the transition from first year into second year, especially after doing all of my A-levels during COVID. So I had a meeting with my personal tutor, and she signposted me to the correct people to provide me with the support that I needed for my dyslexia and my personal arrangements during my studies. So if you are currently a student at the university, or you're thinking of applying to Essex, you will be allocated a personal tutor, and they will be able to provide you with lots of resources, lots of help, and signpost you to other individuals that work at the university that will be able to help you if you think that you may have dyslexia or another learning difficulty, and help you through that process. So if you think that you may be dyslexic or benefit from having a conversation about this kind of topic, you can obviously speak to your personal tutor, or you can head over to the University of Essex website and visit the dyslexia and specific learning difficulties page, where they have loads and loads of different information and resources for you to use if you already have dyslexia, or you think you might need a diagnosis, and how to kind of approach that. So if you already have a dyslexia assessment, you can email that to include@essex.ac.uk, as the university will need a copy of that to give you the right kind of arrangements. Another thing that I think is really good here at Essex is that when you submit your assignments on Phaser, which is the platform that we use to submit your essays and things like that, you can tick a box that will basically show the person marking your assignment that you have got dyslexia, and will give a detailed description of what you kind of struggle with, and how they can bear that in mind when marking your work, so that you're not at an unfair disadvantage. You can also check your eligibility for disabled student allowance. You can find information about this on the University of Essex website as well. You can also find it on the government website, and if you're eligible for disabled student allowance, this may provide you with specific software or resources, specific equipment that will help you with your studies and support your learning needs. And disabled student allowance doesn't just cover dyslexia, but it also covers mental health conditions, long-term illness, as well as disability. From my own personal experience, I honestly could not fault the university. There have been so many lovely members of staff that have been really helpful over the last 2 years that I've been here, and there are so many resources available if you already have a specific learning need, or you think that you might have one. So I'd really recommend going and speaking to some members of staff to see what support may be available to you, because it's really beneficial to make use of all of that support and those resources. I'll make sure to leave all of the resources and links that I've mentioned in the description box below, including my blog post if you want the more formal version of this video. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you found it really helpful.